This Santa Fe is completely redesigned, comes with a brand new look and a ton of features just like we see in the Palisade, and it still has 3 rows, and you're gonna really like it. This is the top-end Calligraphy, and we're gonna take a full detailed look at the exterior, the interior, and get it out on the road for a test drive. Let's get started. All right, y'all, let's take a look at this brand new Hyundai Santa Fe Calligraphy. Now, starting with the trims, the base SE, SEL, XRT for a little more ruggedness, limited, and the top-end Calligraphy, which is what we have right here. And you can tell this thing is absolutely loaded out with features, and you can almost forget about the Palisade when you get this, because it's got almost exactly the same of everything. But look at this LED light bar running across. This blinker is so interesting. I like how it kind of resembles an H for Hyundai. But LED headlights and daytime running lights are standard on here. It's a really unique boxy front end. So I've talked to people about this. A lot of people have asked, what is that thing? What are you driving? And some of them love it. Some of them hate the design. Most people like the front. The back is a little bit mixed. Now this paint color is super unique. This brown, it's matte. It's a earthy brass matte. It's a $1,000 paint. And you've got these black wheels that come with it. We've got black trim as well. So even though this is the top Calligraphy luxurious trim, I like the black accents instead of more of a chrome luxury style. We've got turn signals in the mirror here for everything except the base model. They're also going to be power folding on the top couple of trims. I'll show you that in a little bit. Dimensionally, this is quite a bit smaller than the Palisade. It's at 190 inches long. Still pretty good size. It is mid-size technically, so a 3-row still, but quite a bit smaller than the Palisade. You'll notice you've got these roof rails up here, I think on everything except the base. And one thing that is actually kind of cool is that you have these built-in handles. So you can depress that, grab onto here, you know, put your foot on the tire or something to get easier access up there. And when you open this door, you can actually lock whether or not this will move in. So you can have it locked so it doesn't, and it's just fine like that. And this is pretty much just sealed here for your hand. In the back, you're going to find LED taillights as well, also resembling the H from Hyundai. What do you think of this back end? It's so unique. It's really interesting. You've got one big exhaust outlet down there. I would love to hear your thoughts. Cargo space back here we'll talk about. It is a 3-row. I'll show you 3rd row space in a little bit. So there's not a ton of room back here, not as much as you'll find in the Palisade or other larger 3-row vehicles. So keep that in mind. There is a spare tire underneath, which is fantastic. Always love to see that. So under here, I love that you have a little bit of storage space to throw maybe jumper cables or things. You've got your jack kit over here, so you can get that out of the way. And then we've got little tie downs in each corner, a little hook for a cargo net, 12-volt power outlet back there, which could come in handy. Now you can pull this lever, the headrest will fold, and you can pretty easily get that seat down. So both seats can go down super easily. This is my favorite way of getting seats down. I'd rather have that than a power 3rd row seat. You actually still do get a power 2nd row seat to push those down. But another thing, which I'll show you in the 3rd row, you got a couple of plugs back here. You also have a 3-prong outlet, cup holders, air conditioning vents, all of that. So with the 3rd row folded, this is how a lot of people might roll. We've got 40 cubic feet. This is good space overall. It's really boxy, really tall. But if you want to get the most out of it, check this out. Power folding 2nd row seats to give you about 80 cubic feet. Let's hope my seat doesn't get in the way. It did. So that one didn't go down. One little flaw, it is power adjustable. I wish they weren't, honestly, but it's a luxury feature and it's super flat. The 2 seats is just on this Calligraphy. Otherwise, you will have a bench setup, but lots of available space in here. Now for Hyundai, their smart key system is standard. We also have remote start on here. This is kind of a plasticky feeling key fob, but check it out. Our Calligraphy model gives us the remote smart park assist, where you can remote control the vehicle forward out of a parking spot or back out of a parking spot, all with your key fob after you remote start it. Pretty cool. You also have the option to use a digital key on everything but the base, so you can have your phone essentially be your smart key, so you don't have to carry your phone around or carry your key around. your phone can do the work for you. So this little square right there is to lock it. We've got power folding mirrors on here, and then you just have the old sensor in the back to get inside. Now, these front seats, there's something special about them here on this model, but you'll get power seats with lumbar control on everything except the base model. 4-way lumbar adjustment on the top couple of trims. In terms of seat material, right now we have Napa leather on this calligraphy model, but you'll get cloth on lower trims, synthetic material on middle trims, leather on the limited. But this Napa leather is really nice. It's also got perforations in it. The headrest is a little bit intrusively far forward, a little bit more than I would like, but you've got a moderate amount of bolstering all around. In the calligraphy here, this is something pretty special. So we've got 4-way lumbar. You got your regular seat controls for your height and your tilt. This controls this leg rest extension right there. So check that out. You can do that. But watch this. Push that button. It's going to move you forward. And it's going to put you in a reclined position. You even got your own little leg rest. And it's actually pretty comfortable. So if you just want to lounge, you can just lounge. That is really cool. The steering wheel is manual tilt and telescoping. It's leather wrapped as standard. I like this two-tone on here actually. And it's going to be heated as well on this particular model. So a heated steering wheel, which is nice on the top 2 trims. You'll find the heated seat controls right there. Heated seats are on everything except the base model. I told you about our heated steering wheel. It's 2-tier. You also have ventilated seats available. The ventilated seats are just on the limited and the calligraphy. Those 2 trims will also give you 2-position memory settings for the driver. And these ventilated seats work fantastic. I have been in 100-degree weather the whole time I've had this vehicle. You turn those on and you can feel it, especially if you've been sweating and you just almost get a little bit cold. They work really well. It's not just a puff of air, it's actually cooling your seat, and it feels pretty good. Now as we hop inside here, one thing I want to note is that the top 2 trims are going to give you these sunshades. These are really nice, especially if you have kids or family. Even adults can use those to block the sun. It's just a nice touch. You've got soft material all around right here. Big armrest. I love these 2 cup holders built into the door. Another one down there. And captain's chairs right here, this 2-seat setup. This is going to be on the calligraphy only. So no bench setup on here. So that's pretty much kind of what you're stuck with. Practicality wise, you've got a couple of hooks right here that you can hook things up to. You've got some solid mat pockets on both sides. And just like the Palisade, we've got USB-C charging ports built into the back of each seat. So that leaves this whole center console blank. You don't have your own climate controls right there, but you have this massive slide out storage area, which is what kind of takes away from the storage in there. But you can also access mom and dad's storage area if that's where they keep the goodies. Air conditioning vents are built in on the side, so at least you still get AC vents. You got a nice big opening in the middle, and then we've got these ratcheting fold down armrests. The other crazy thing is these are power adjustable seats and they're heated. Totally did not expect that at all, but you can live in luxury kind of in this Santa Fe. In fact, these seats, you can even adjust the seat cushion to come up. So these are power adjustable, and instead of just reclining, you can actually lift the seat bottom to be in a little more comfortable position. And there's plenty of room here. Sitting behind myself at 5'9", I've got a ton of space right here. I mean, just look at that. Knee space, foot space, and plenty of headroom as well. Hop into the 3rd row. Go ahead and push that. Boom. Take a look at that. Push the button on top. Pretty nice. I mean, this just as nice as it gets to get back in here. This gives you a good amount of space overall to climb in. That power adjustment also works to get the seat back. So as you can see, that seat is further forward now where I can fit. But if I sat behind that seat, my knee would be right up against the back of it. So smaller than the Palisade, obviously it's a different category of vehicle, but you still get air conditioning vents, you get a USB port, you've got cup holders on this side as well, you get your own line, and you get access to that second pane of roof. And check it out over there, the rear AC control in the third row right there. Plus, you even get 115 volt 3-prong outlet. I mean, you're living good back here as long as you're a child. Then you should be able to fit just fine. In fact, I can sit up straight without my head touching, so that is something to say. And you can even recline if you want to. So you could be comfortable enough as a smaller adult if you want. All right, y'all, let's take a look at this pretty modern interior. Now, first of all, we've got push button start, as you can see there. You've got a interesting layout right here. This all looks pretty nice. You've got a big display. One thing right off the bat is we have automatic rain sensing windshield wipers. But over here on the door, you're gonna get nice materials up above, nice trim down here as well. Everything is really nice. I love this huge grab handle, and armrest is really thick and bulky. The only thing down there is, in terms of height, you don't have a ton of leeway for big tall bottles, but there's still a good amount of width for other bottles. Right in here, you've got an electronic parking brake, brightness control. You can open up the back end, and your traction control right there. There's a biometric sensor to set profiles, to have your own finger basically be your access point to some of the customizable features in here, which is really, really cool. So steering wheel's heated and leather wrapped. You've got a really simple display, or really simple layout. Real quick, you can see flashing lights right there. That is only visible on the camera. This is where the sensor is, the driver monitor, for full access to all your driver assist features. You cannot see it in person, so don't worry about it. Driver assist features over here, lane centering technology, adaptive cruise control. You can control your main display up there. Volume control, voice control. You can program the star button to be whatever you want it to be. You even get little paddle shifters right here as well. And take a look at this big curved display. So this panoramic curved display is on everything except the base model. This cluster, which is all digital, it's a 12.3 inch cluster, is on the limited and the calligraphy. Another thing on this particular model, the calligraphy, is that head-up display right there. So the head-up display is a full color display. It looks really nice, especially while you are driving. But coming back down to this display, so this can be customized a little bit depending on your drive mode too, but using your steering wheel, you can move through different things. So like when you have your driver assist features going, that will be on display right there. You can change through different pieces of information. And I've driven this vehicle quite a bit so far, about 500 miles, and that is what I have averaged with the majority of highway driving, which is not good. Not near as much as it, estimates are, but could just be this vehicle or the way I've been driving. One thing that's unique is that the shifter is actually right there. This whole center console area is wide open, so you've got room for all kinds of things. The way this works is go forward for drive, back for reverse, or you just push this button for park. So it's kind of like a column mounted shifter, but it's, electronic right there. And then over here, this 12.3 inch display is standard on all models. So every model, including the base model, gets this. That will also come with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It looks great on here. It takes up this whole screen. You can quickly go back to the Hyundai particular screen as well. Even setting up different settings for your display is simple. I love the layout. This is so user-friendly and easy to see and operate. I mean, you can always go down into detailed type things like your ambient lighting, which it does have multicolor ambient lighting, which is awesome. Driver assist features can be customized in here, your seats as well. It's pretty nice overall. One difference between the base model, or the lower two trims, will not have navigation or Wi-Fi. This one, the XRT and up, will have navigation and Wi-Fi, so you can access your map right there. But of course, you've got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. I actually have this star set up to automatically go to Apple CarPlay. And one thing I like down here is the fact that we have all of these buttons. So there's a lot of piano black right here, and it looks like it's actually more linty than what it actually looks like in person. But you've got physical volume knob, tuning knob, dual zone climate control is on everything except the base model, so keep that in mind. automatic brake hold right there. Your auto stop start can be shut off with that. Even a 4-wheel drive lock. It's not a 4-wheel drive vehicle, it's all-wheel drive, but you can lock the differential so you've got equal power to all wheels. Drive mode right here, and that will show up on there, so you can have your own customized mode. Sport mode, you can see the display change, and then back to normal mode. We also have parking sensors and a 360 panoramic view camera right here. So check this out. You can actually move the vehicle around and see exactly where you need to. You can change the views as well. You got a top-down view over there. It works great. The surround view monitor is on the limited and the calligraphy only. One more thing is that when you use your blinker, you have, of course, Hyundai's top-end built-in blind spot monitor, which is really cool. That's on both sides. That's on the limited and the calligraphy. In addition to that, you have actual blind spot sensors in the mirror. Back from there, a couple more things that are really neat. You've got this whole little setup right here. This looks cool. It kind of tells you what's charging and what's not. So like if I put my phone on one of these wireless chargers, those lights will come on. Same thing over there. You've got 2 wireless chargers. This is kind of unique. Like it doesn't have to be just a charging tray. You can use it for storage, but you've got 2 wireless chargers that can both work at the same time. That's on everything except the base model. And check out this button, UVC. So this is UV sterilization inside of there. So you can put your key or your phone or things like that, shut it in there, or just use it as storage. Hit this UVC button and it's going to sterilize that with UV light. In a matter of minutes, you can sterilize and disinfect your items. Cup holders back here. One complaint is that bottles like this with handles, you know, if you have it over here, it blocks that side unless you kind of have it in an awkward position. If you have it over there, or if the handle's facing this way, it just gets in the way because of these lips. Small complaint, but a lot of people use drinks like this, and if you have 2 of them in here, or even one, and you want to put something over there but still have easy access to your handle, it might impede your overall usage. That's just me, or just a small complaint, but let's lift this up. Big armrest. You've got good space inside as well, and not really anything to complain about. There's a little divider in there. It's not quite as big as it maybe thought it was going to be, but this armrest is pretty wide to share with a passenger. Just below that, we've got a big storage bin with a 12-volt power outlet right there. You can throw stuff down there. Tons of kind of out of the way and hidden storage is always nice to see. I showed you this panel, and all of the material in here is also really nice. You can see the ambient lighting down here. You've also got another built-in tray up there. Very convenient. Open it up and there's your glove box. Overhead on the calligraphy, we get this rear view mirror camera. So it's actually a normal auto dimming mirror. You've got garage controls, but you can have it as a camera and have perfect visibility out the back. Either way, however you want to have it set up. We've got LED interior lighting in here as well. And check this out. We've got 2, zoom in there, we've got 2 panoramic, or not panoramic roofs, but a dual pane roof setup, which is on the limited and the calligraphy. So you've got 2 separate roofs. This one actually opens, you know, so where you can open the glass. That one just has a shade that slides back, and we've got this ultra suede, or they call it an eco suede headliner. Very nice, very soft. Visor also slides out, so you are covered. Fantastic interior. Now under the hood we get either a gas engine or a hybrid engine, and the standard option is gas right here, which is a 2.5 liter turbo 4-cylinder with 277 horsepower, 311 pound-feet of torque, paired with their 8-speed wet dual clutch front wheel drive or all-wheel drive. Front wheel drive MPG can get up to 24, but we have all-wheel drive which gets 23 combined, 28 on the highway, whereas the hybrid model has less power but can get up to 36 MPG with front wheel drive. And one of the biggest things that stands out to me with Hyundai is their 10-year, 100,000 mile powertrain warranty. All right, y'all, we are behind the wheel of this 2024 Hyundai Santa Fe. Now, getting behind the wheel, not very exciting in this Santa Fe. It's not really meant to be, but it feels fine driving. We'll talk about some of the driving dynamics in a bit. First of all, Hyundai gives all the trims standard an acoustic windshield, acoustic side glass to help suppress wind noise. That's standard on every trim. So Hyundai really does step it up and offer some interesting features on all trims, like the this big screen is one, this acoustic window is another. You've got a lot of driver assist features like your forward collision braking, smart cruise control, which is their adaptive cruise control, even the hands-free power liftgate, things that I really didn't expect. The upper trims are going to give you a little bit more, obviously, or quite a bit more in some aspects. In terms of driving, we get Hyundai's highway drive assist on the mid trims and up, which is basically full on, like it will adjust the speed for you. I've got a demo of this with the Tucson, but it's like an advanced smart cruise control. It can even change lanes for you if you signal. It works really well, honestly. Now, one thing you might wonder is when you're driving and you got your stuff charging here, does it slide around? No, it's pretty firmly planted on there. It's almost like it's magnetic to charge, and maybe it is. I don't know how those chargers work, but it stays put. Never had it move around, which is great. You can turn the auto stop start system off, but it really hasn't been intrusive in here. And one thing that I've complained about in vehicles is dual clutch transmissions. I'm not generally a fan in everyday, especially family vehicles, but in this Santa Fe, it has been really pleasant. Actually, it's been smooth and unnoticeable most of the time. It does have a comfortable ride. This has big wheels on it, so I would presume that even lower trims will have a more comfortable ride. This is a rougher textured road, so there's some road noise, but it's still quiet. Now, the old Santa Fe, I had that back to back with a Lexus RX, more expensive vehicle, luxury vehicle, and they tested the same, or the Santa Fe actually tested a tad quieter, I believe, than that Lexus RX, and this is still quiet in this generation as well. So Hyundai has really done a nice job of making a very, very nice vehicle for the price. And we're gonna hit a big bump right here. We'll change the drive modes, get on it. All right, pedal down. And that transmission is quick. It's quick to respond, it's quick to shift, and the turbo puts out a good amount of torque. Our head-up display really does show us quite a bit of information. When that vehicle was next to me, it shows a patch that shows that there's a vehicle in your blind spot. So that will show you that. Obviously, when you look in your mirror, you'll be able to see it. You have the blind spot indicator in your mirror, and when you turn your signal on, you'll be able to see it in the camera. It's crazy. It's just what's in today's cars. Now let me put us in sport mode. All right. RPM's a little bit higher, not real aggressive. Pedal down. There we go. Now, one thing about turbos is sometimes I wonder how well passing power is going to be. It's been pretty good in here because you get a quick boost from turbos, like partial pedal right there, and it gets you going very quick. In town, they excel. They're excellent. On the highway, sometimes they can feel a little bit lifeless sometimes because you don't have as much horsepower, but this has been really, really good. I mean, Hyundai has a great all-around vehicle. Now, this is $50,000, so you're talking huge competition with other vehicles at this price point, but you can get this in a lower trim and still have a lot of the same things in here, and a really nice cabin, a nice drive, good space as well, and just a great all-around vehicle. Ergonomics wise, that display is easy to see. All the steering wheel controls are pretty simple to use as well. The one thing is that this is all touch control with the AC except the volume knobs. I haven't actually really, it hasn't bothered me. It's not quite as finicky as like doing stuff on a touch screen. A dedicated surface and screen over here is good. I still wish they were real buttons, but for the most part, Hyundai has done a good job with this, and I think that you really can't go wrong, especially considering you have a huge warranty for the powertrain and bumper to bumper on this vehicle. So let me know what you think. Let's go ahead and wrap things up. So to wrap things up, on this all-new 2024 Hyundai, Santa Fe, Calligraphy. Hyundai really brought a nice vehicle here. This isn't the top 3-row that they have, it's not the Palisade, but it is still $50,000. But with that, you get a ton of features in there, a couple different powertrain options, and it's just totally loaded and it looks unique, it looks upscale to what most people think. So if you're looking for a 3-row SUV in today's market and you want a lot of features, this might be the thing to go for. Excellent warranty, tons of features, comfortable inside. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.